Bank Independent has been such a great partner because not only are they taking the stress of the finances off of our plate, but they're investing in us as we're investing in them. And I think that is a strong partnership. The spirit of what Bank Independent does is right there in the name.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather, live at 5.
You don't need me or anyone else to tell you that it's been a hot day across the Tennessee Valley on this Tuesday, but we'll get into the weather here. Here's the Arctic Air Skycam Network live at 5 o'clock. Still hot out there, 91 degrees in Lawrenceburg. This is atop the water tank in front of Walmart there on the north side of town. 74 is the dew point with a north-northwest wind currently at 8 miles per hour. You see the puffy fair weather cumulus clouds out there, but plenty of blue sky and sunshine. Slide down to the shoals. This is at the Harbor Marina in Florence. And you see a few taller convective towers there to the south of the Tennessee River. 97 degrees here with the dew point mixing down to 71. The dew point, when I checked earlier this afternoon, was up to 78 at one point with heat index values over 110. South wind currently at 9 miles per hour. And we'll slide over toward the Huntsville metro area. This is atop Rainbow Mountain in the Madison area, 97 degrees. This is courtesy of the Barron Critical Weather Institute. 71 is the dew point with a south wind currently at 9 miles per hour. It's been a hot day across the Tennessee Valley. All of us up into the 90s this afternoon. The little 81 you see in Iuka, that's rain-cooled air from a thunderstorm that came through earlier. That's the same thunderstorm that came through the Red Bay area not too long ago. Elsewhere, a lot of us into the mid to upper 90s. There is a patch of lower 90s here over southern middle Tennessee into the northwest part of Alabama, though. Heat index values right on up there as you would expect. Now, they have relaxed a little bit here over the past hour or so because of the dew points mixing out a little bit. However, when the heat index values maxed out this afternoon, a large part of the area, they maxed out near and over 110. And there were a few spots out in the Lauderdale County, out further into the county around Oakland and such. We had some people report into us with heat index values near and over 120 because of their sensors being out there in the west central part of the county where there are some cornfields. That evapotranspiration, or what we nickname corn sweat, where you have moisture evaporating out of the corn and getting into the lower atmosphere, that was on a local scale, driving up the dew points into the upper 70s and lower 80s. And then mix that with the mid to upper 90s they had, and you get some sky-high heat index values. But they have relaxed a little bit over much of the area into the lower 100s, but it's still downright hot out there. We expect another hot day tomorrow, but the heat does relax as we go later into the week. Now, the thunderstorm I was talking about that tracked from Iuka down through the Red Bay area, that has weakened as it's pushed in the northwestern parts of Marion County and outside of our viewing area, but there are some lingering showers here south of Red Bay, south of Highway 24, that has put out an outflow boundary of rain-cooled air. You can see that little fine line, and that is getting some additional shower and thunderstorm development to attempt to go up here just north of the Cedar Creek Reservoir in the southwestern parts of Colbert County. That is shifting southward as well. If that holds together, that might drop southward down toward the Bell Green area and Hodges and Vina and Atwood over time. We'll see if it can hold together. Except for that Iuka to Red Bay storm, much of our activity this afternoon hasn't held together too well. You can see a few attempts at thunder showers occasionally near Leoma, Tennessee this afternoon. Another one that moved from St. Joe down to the Green Hill area. Most of us today rain-free, and that's why we've been mostly sunny and hot across the Tennessee Valley. You do see more scattered showers and thunderstorms off to the southeast of us, so over South Alabama and southern Georgia. With deeper moisture, that moisture will be moving in here the next few days, and we will see increasing rain chances as we go forward deeper into the week. Now, I do think Futurecast is getting rid of the thunder showers a little too early. We saw that yesterday and last night. We've seen that multiple times so far this summer. So pay attention to what I'm saying when I'm telling you that we're going to hold a chance of isolated thunder showers on the board through about 10 p.m. tonight, even though you don't see anything at face value on the Futurecast. Then as we head into the overnight, we lose daytime heating, and whatever isolated thunder showers there are will go away overnight, getting down into the mid 70s for morning lows out there with partly cloudy skies, and then getting back up into the 90s tomorrow afternoon with scattered showers and thunderstorms. The Futurecast model has the more numerous east of I-65 and then much more isolated closer to southern middle Tennessee and northwest Alabama, but I do think there will be additional scattered showers and thunderstorms along the US 43 corridor as well, even though they're not shown on Futurecast. It's just that they may be a little more widespread, I-65 and east. I do think it's going to be a little bit warmer west of I-65, though, and higher heat index values, once again, between 108 to 112, and then closer to 105 to 110 east of I-65. Either way, it's going to be a hot day again for our Wednesday. Showers and thunderstorms isolated, hang on into the evening until about 10 p.m. on our Wednesday as well. And then we'll have a cool front coming down Thursday and the Friday. That's going to mean more widespread showers and thunderstorms. And we may have to watch out for a few storms Thursday and Friday both with some gusty straight line winds. There's not a severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. And I don't think severe weather is a big problem, but there could be a few isolated storms that have gusty straight line winds in addition to the heavy rain and the lightning. So we'll watch that carefully for maybe a couple of isolated severe thunderstorm warnings each day. As we head into Friday, scattered showers and thunderstorms likely as the front moves through. And then it stalls out to our south, and we have an interesting weather pattern over the weekend. We'll have high pressure setting up over the northeast down into portions of western Virginia, and the cold front to the south will have low pressure off to the southeast. That's going to drive an easterly flow from the Carolinas into North Georgia and into our area. We often talk about a wedge of cooler air during the cooler months. Well, that's going to set up over the weekend, and that, in addition to the upper level heat ridge breaking down, will allow for cooler temperatures. We're talking about dropping into the lower half of the 80s for the weekend, and especially on Sunday here with some scattered showers and thunder around. I wouldn't be surprised if some folks in North Alabama east of I-65 don't get out of the upper 70s for daytime highs on our Sunday. I think Sunday will be the coolest day on the board when most of us only stay into the lower 80s for daytime highs, but get over toward Madison County and Jackson County and Marshall and DeKalb counties in North Alabama. There may be some folks that stay in the upper 70s for daytime highs, but the big takeaway is hold on through the heat for another day or so, and then we start to relax the temperatures Friday through the weekend. Highs into the lower half of the 80s here, especially over the weekend into the start of next week. Now, we do gradually warm things up back to normal as we head into the middle part of next week, but even then, not runaway heat like we've been having the past couple days. And as we cool those temperatures down a little bit, we're going to see the heat index values go down. We're still into the dangerous range the next couple of afternoons with all the mugginess around and highs in the 90s. And then we get the heat index values into the 90s, if not the 80s, as we head into the weekend. So hold on just a little bit longer, and we're going to have some decent heat relief as we head into the end of the week and the weekend. A few isolated thunder showers between now and about 10 p.m. at any random spot over the viewing area. Overnight lows into the mid-70s across the area. And then another hot day again for our Wednesday with scattered showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Thursday and Friday, they become more numerous across the area. And again, we'll watch out for a few storms with gusty winds as we look at your 7-day forecast, starting with southern middle Tennessee. As we head into the weekend, we relax that heat with highs into the lower 80s with scattered showers and thunderstorms lingering. Here's a 7-day forecast for northwest Alabama and northeast Mississippi. Again, mid to upper 90s again for our Wednesday with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Heat index values once again 108 to 112 in the afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms are more widespread Thursday and the Friday. And then we relax the heat, daytime highs into the low to mid 80s as we head into Sunday. And then we gradually warm back up toward the middle of the week, but even then, only upper 80s to lower 90s as we head toward next Tuesday, next Wednesday, next Thursday. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Huntsville metro area. In addition to Athens and Decatur in North Alabama, showers and thunderstorms a little more numerous on Wednesday over east of I-65, so that's why we have rain chances a little higher. That continues through Thursday and Friday. Things a bit more scattered over the weekend, but the big news is we're going to relax the heat. That 81 there for the Huntsville metro area on Sunday we might bump that down a couple more degrees depending on how the data trends over the next day or so. There's a look at your latest 7-day forecast for all of the Tennessee Valley. I'll be back at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock with another check of your local weather.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.